Hello and welcome to Badminton Racket Review and to test numbers through from 703 to 705. We have with us today the Felet Pro Woven TJ1000. So who are we and what do we do? We test badminton equipment like strings, shuttlecocks, shoes, and of course lots of rackets. Over 750 in actual fact. Rackets tested on our site and in great detail like you've never seen before. If you go to our website and go onto the E-Zone, you can sign in and see all this information for free. You can also advertise your club for free, and you can also advertise any forthcoming tournaments for free. We do ask of you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to our website, press the like button, and if you can afford it, please do donate whatever you can so we can keep our work going forward. We are going to review the 4U, the 3U and the 2U racket. In terms of availability and price, let's start with that first. So pretty difficult to get hold of. Felet, as I would have said in some of the previous videos, are still trying to figure out their distribution system. They seem to be only supplying to local shops and retailers, not anyone with an online presence. And in actual fact, I think we're the only people selling the 3U version of their woven rackets at present. If you know of a retailer that sells their badminton equipment, please forward us the details and we will get in touch with them so we can link you guys with them and become an intermediary for players around the world looking for rackets that are hard to get hold of like these. On top of that, Felet, as far as we know, are not producing the 2U or 4U, or they are going to be producing, but certainly at the moment there is no availability apart from existing stocks of the 2U and 4U. I imagine in Asia availability will be the best. The rackets made in Taiwan and shipped to Malaysia distribution center, so I imagine Asia's probably got a reasonable selection, but we found it difficult to track anyone who actually sells these products. £100 is the price, and don't be off put by that. These are made with really decent material. It's all woven carbon at 46 to 46 tons. I've got the page here open. I'm just looking. Yeah, it's 46 tons of carbon, so it's a really high quality racket. 46 tons of carbon is at the highest end of Kawasaki, Yonex, Victor, Li Ning, J-Nice rackets. Okay, so let's do the specs. Racket specs, here they are for the 3U, for the 2U, the 3U and the 4U. Now what you may have noticed there is we do not have a shaft tension given by the manufacturer, so, and I'm actually on the site here and I can't see anything here about shaft tension either. So just to go through the E-Zone pages and the E-Zone testing, we have got the 4U as flexible, the 3U as flexible, and the 2U as medium flex. Okay, but just so you can compare them like for like, here are the E-Zone test results for each of these rackets. You've got the idea of the availability and price. You've seen the specs. In terms of design, the 2U, 3U and 4U in actual fact are exactly the same in terms of design. The only way you know that they weigh differently is obviously with playing with them, or Felet put a sticker on the side of the racket showing it's a G1 grip and it's a 4U, 3U spec. They don't seem to put any stickers on the 2U rackets, which is the one I'm holding right now. Okay, so how do they play? What are they good at and what are they not good at? Well, I can tell you first of all the 2U version of this racket. As you can imagine, it feels heavy, and I think that weight actually makes it feels quite stiff. It just feels stiff. But the airspeed is not actually that bad. The design of the racket is slightly quicker than one may expect at 96 grams, so it plays reasonably fast. In terms of its strengths, it wasn't outstanding. I don't really see the advantage of having a 2U racket over the 3U or the 4U particularly. It's more tiring to play with because you're carrying that little bit extra weight. It's going to be probably a little bit more taxing on your elbows, your shoulders, because again, the extra weight. It does offer a good smash if you can line it up consistently well. I think there's a lot of weight behind that smash with the racket itself, but obviously the airspeed does suffer a little bit. So there's always this balancing act when it comes to smash. Airspeed versus balance. Versus weight, and tuning those, it's quite hard, and obviously manufacturers have been trying to do it for years, and they've had some great successes with some massive smashing rackets over the years, but it's not easy to do. I wouldn't say that this particular racket achieves anything that we can say is outstanding. Its main qualities would be that for a 2U racket it produces a reasonable smash power, and we were surprised that it was actually quite nice to defend with. The 3U racket is a lot better proposition for most people. Sorry about this, just getting the info. When you're doing 3 rackets at a time, there's a lot to consider. Right, so this is a 3U version, looks identical. I picked up a 3U and it looks exactly the same as the 2U. I mean, the string color is also the same. It's all Yonex BG65. We restring all our rackets at the same tension, same string. Now, the 3U racket proved to be really, really good, and it scored higher in the E-zone testing as well. It feels medium in weight, doesn't feel heavy, definitely a notable lighter racket to use. Its stiffness is again same, it feels medium, and the airspeed didn't feel that much quicker in the air. So there is a difference. It feels heavy to use, you feel like you're carrying a lot of weight. And when we're talking about airspeed, we were talking about how quickly it feels like it's reaching the shuttle. And it didn't feel quite as... The difference between the 96 gram 2U racket and the 91.1 gram 3U racket, we were expecting it to be faster than it actually felt in the air. However, when it comes to playability, this racket does have a range of advantages over its 2U brother. For example, it's particularly good in the smash area. It does produce a good smash. We found that after time and after you warm up, you can actually start to produce really good smash power. Now, in the E-zone testing, the player has to consistently smash in the same possible way and as consistently as possible. But when you're on court, obviously you have the variety of moving around in different positions, and we did feel you could start to deliver really good smash power with this racket. Apart from the 2U, the 3U and the 4U offer very good levels of control. Really good level of control, and all round actually overhead shots also very easy, and drive shots very easily. The only thing I'd say we were expecting it to be better at was defense. We expected a slightly better and easier range of defense than this racket offered. Outside of that, it was really, really good. The 3U is available on our website. You can go directly to Badminton Racket Review, and we're selling the 3U version on the site right now. Here's the 4U. The 4U racket scored slightly higher than the 3U racket. That's predominantly because it scored well in areas like weight versus speed, and obviously it has the weight advantage. So where it's not losing much power in terms of smash power, it's not losing much smash power, but it weighs less, which we see as an advantage, because why would you, well, I don't know, it's like carrying extra weight. I mean, if you're getting the same performance on something lighter, why would you opt for something heavier? So the 4U actually performed really well too. It scored the highest, which would make it the sweet spot of the TJ 1000 range. However, like we said earlier, Felet uncertain as to whether they'll carry on producing the 4U version. We managed to get hold of whatever 3U they had left to sell, but 4U is tough to get hold of. Same kind of situation as the 3U, can offer good smash power, offers good control power, and is good at overhead shots and drive. Again, the only thing that we felt it should have been better at was defense. Now the TJ 1000, the Woven 1000 is not to be taken lightly. These rackets all of the woven rackets, in actual fact, they all feel really stable to use. They feel very professionally made, very professional to use. All of the woven range by Felet feel really, I can imagine that, to me, they feel more professional as a racket and balanced and stable than the Astrox 100ZZ. I know that massive players use them, but try them out yourself. You know, if you think that we're biased towards more flexible rackets or whatever it is, it's not the case. If you try these rackets side by side, and you can get a clear easier from one than the other, you can get great control one from the other, you know, you get better repulsion from one than you do from the other, naturally you're going to say, well, actually I thought this racket was better. The Woven TJ 1000 is used by a player called Shazar Hiran, an Indonesian men's singles player. I think last checked ranked at number 18 in the world. So a professional player using one of these rackets, and I can understand why he would choose a racket like it. It's so stable and so good. So where do these rackets slot in? Well, if you are a beginner, definitely do not think about buying these rackets. They're going to be tough to yield for a beginner. I would recommend that you a strong intermediate or an advanced player, these rackets are perfect for a player like that. They're very stable and they're very good. They are good for singles. They are also good for doubles. They definitely get the thumbs up. The 3U and the 4U are definitely worthy of consideration. The 2U only if you're obsessed with heavy rackets, or you find it so hard to get power unless you have a lot of weight. And I'm talking about power in terms of clears, power in terms of smashes, power in terms of drives. If you can't get any traction off the shuttle, off the racket to the shuttle, then yeah, and you need the extra weight, probably it's your technique that needs to be worked on. But if what you've done is resorted to heavy racket and you got used to that, then try the 2U. Outside of that, the majority of players out there, strong advanced, strong intermediate or advanced players, singles and doubles, it's a thumbs up. I hope you found that helpful today. Please do continue to leave reviews on the E-Zone. Please do continue to like and do share the video and do subscribe to the YouTube channel. We will see you on the next video.